Abby, you and I got to meet last spring in person for the first time ever. And I was just blown away by your personality to me. I mean, you never are afraid to say what you think, which I love, but also gets you into some trouble sometimes.
That's true.
If I had to describe you, I'd say that your values, they're very obviously conservative, they're very traditional, but what I find to be very interesting is that despite your traditional values, you also work outside the home. Your husband stays home with your 8 kids, right?
Yeah,
So
that's
talk
right.
about that dynamic and how that works for your family.
Yeah. So, I mean, Doug was a teacher for a lot of years. And when I started like popping out kids like crazy, we, we're thinking, okay, what are we going to do here? Is he going to go back to work as a teacher? We had moved to Austin. And so we were like, is he going to go back to work and it just became very apparent that if he went back to work, that he would essentially just be working to pay for daycare. And so we just thought, what would it be like if he stayed home? And I mean, at that point, I didn't expect to have like a gaggle of children. Like, I just thought I would have like, like two or three,
Yeah, like you
not
need a
eight.
TLC reality show at this point.
Yeah. So yeah, like I didn't expect to be like a friggin' Duggar. So, but like at that time, we just thought, okay, like he'll stay home for a few years and then go back to work. But it just ended up working out so well, and especially because I travel so much, it would be hard for me to be on the road and travel as much as I do, knowing that like if he was not in the home, it just like gives me peace of mind knowing that he's here. And I mean, like we are like I mean, we are like pretty traditional, I guess, like in the sense that, he is the spiritual leader of our home, like, but yeah, like he is the one staying at home. And I tell people all the time, like, I mean, yes, I'm the one that works. Yes, I'm the one that, makes money in our home, but there's a lot of different ways that you can be a provider for the home. And in that sense, he provides in many different ways for our home outside of, financially providing.
Do you feel like pro lifers are being intellectually honest when they say that women can have it all if they don't choose abortion? Or do you find, with you being a working mom with so many kids, do you find that inevitably something is always going to suffer a little bit, whether that's your marriage, your family, or your career, if you have to choose between one? Or can you really just do it all?
I mean, if I didn't have Doug, I wouldn't be able to do everything that I'm doing. Right. So and I will say, I mean, honestly, Alex, like I've missed out on a lot with my kids. Like, I mean, there's so much that I've missed out on. I've never seen I have 8 kids. I've never seen any of my kids take their first step.
Wow.
Um I've, missed a ton of recitals and sporting events and I've missed a lot. I've missed a lot of milestones.